I've been wanting to point high-speed cameras at motorcycles for a really long time. So Vision Research sent me these mini high-speed cameras for this exact purpose. This right here is a high-speed camera. I got all the high-speed cameras set up, ready to go. This is what I'm gonna mount on the motorcycle. I wanna introduce everybody to a friend of mine. This is Brian. He has a YouTube channel called Brian636.
I can do anything from wheelies to your stoppies up on the front tire, burnouts, drift the bike, pretty much anything that can be done out on one of these street bikes. I'll be able to do that out here for you guys today.
He is literally one of the most talented people I have ever seen on a motorcycle, and you're gonna see what I mean right now. I'm gonna get all of the high-speed cameras set up on his bike, including the high-speed camera outside. Okay, so I got all of the cameras set up on Brian's bike. Here's the C320J facing the sprocket and the chain. Then I have the Miro N5, which is the little baby high-speed camera facing the shock absorber, the swing arm, pivot point, drive gear, and most of the chain. Brian's gonna just do a few things to stress our chain out.
Put that chain through the ringer.
So that's the idea, is he's just gonna stress the chain as much as possible. The chain is one of the core components of the motorcycle, because without the chain, you wouldn't go anywhere. Yeah, I'm gonna get him on the bike, get this thing going. Cameras are armed, let's go. All right, so Brian's gonna pull up and we're gonna do the chain test. Here he goes, he's pulling up to the line. Come on up, Brian. For the first test, Brian's gonna do a wheelie from a stop. I'm not sure how that's gonna stress the chain any different than just taking off in a straight line, but Brian suggested it, so we're gonna do it. That was awesome. Now we're gonna look at the high-speed footage of that chain. We got 3 different camera angles, 2 cameras on his bike, and the flex. That was really cool. You can see everything from the sprocket dampers at work, to the chain slack, to Brian's body weight transfer, and even the rear tire lose traction, although it looked like it didn't. And I'm going from least to most extreme here. The next thing I'm gonna do is have Brian lock up his rear wheel and create that wheel hop. And I know from riding a bike myself that, you know, when you hit that rear brake and you get that tire hopping in the back, that chain is going all over the place. So I think at 1300 frames a second, that's gonna be really interesting to see. So, all right, let's see what happens. So what Brian's gonna do is he's gonna do a high chair to get his legs out of the way of the chain to clear that up for the view of the camera. I used to feel like my bike was gonna break apart when that used to happen. The idea is he's gonna come do a good lockup. As soon as that happens, I'm gonna trigger the cameras and then pull them back in to see that footage. Go, go, go. There he goes, he's doing his high chair. let's move on to the next thing now. This is gonna be our last shot of the day, which is going to be a stoppie. Brian came up with this idea. He said he was really curious to see what was going on with the front shock and the wheel when the weight transfers and the center of gravity changes. I have 3 high-speed cameras in place, the main 4K high-speed camera, the N5 up on this whole wheel and kind of part of the handlebars. I got this ultra-wide lens on there, and then I got the C320J right on the suspension shock. That's it, we're set, we're rolling, we're ready to go. I think it's gonna be cool. That was super awesome. That was so impressive. It's crazy that you can hold it so long. It's all kind of a buildup of energy. As he speeds up, he has to get to a certain speed to get enough energy, and he uses that momentum with the brake to kind of push that bike up, and then he releases that energy as he rolls forward, and then he lets it down nice and smooth. That's such a nice balance, and it looks so elegant. And that being said, I mean, this is the end of this episode. This was a heck of a day. I know Brian's exhausted. This has been over and over and over. This stuff is not easy to film, but it's done now. So tell me what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to check out Brian's channel. It's Brian_636. Like I said earlier, he is literally one of the most talented guys that I know that has ever touched a motorcycle. That's it. That's the end of this episode. Tell me what you think in the comments below. I have an episode 2 planned with Brian. And yeah, adios. So I couldn't unload the last clip off of the cameras. What's my option? Can I splice into this cable and just put a battery to keep power, or can I disconnect power from the J-box and reconnect and the clips will still be there?
It will erase.
It will. Okay, so I'm just gonna splice the cable then, because I got the clips, but yeah, I have no choice. I'm gonna have to just, oh, anyway, you know what? What am I worried about? This cable belongs to me. This is the one I built for your stuff. Oh man. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna splice it then. I don't know what I'm even talking about. This is my cable. All right, well, at least I know I gotta splice it.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye. So there you go. I gotta splice it. So what happened is my PC died. This is our last clips that we were shooting for the day, and unfortunately the PC died. So I can't unload the clips from the J-box and all this stuff here. So I'm gonna have to splice this cable with another battery. Dude, welcome to my daily. This is like my daily, man.
That's awesome.
I don't even ask for it. Stuff stuff just happens.
You're just gonna hook a battery up to this side now?
Yeah, so I'm gonna do it in parallel.
I got it.
And so that way it's still 12 volts, then disconnect this one, then reconnect that one. All right, so I'm just gonna hook this up, disconnect the other battery, and save our footage.